Happiness isn't about adding more to your life. It's about letting go of what weighs you down. Inspired by timeless Stoic philosophy, this video reveals the 10 things you must release to find true joy and inner peace. Stop chasing illusions and start living lighter, freer, and happier, right now. Letting go of seeking approval from others is one of the most liberating steps you can take toward happiness. When you live for the validation of others, you hand over the reins of your life to external opinions. This leaves you constantly chasing an elusive sense of worth that others can never fully grant. Their approval is fleeting, conditional, and often reflects their own insecurities rather than an objective view of who you are. The Stoics remind us to focus on what is within our control, and other people's opinions certainly are not. Instead, cultivate your own inner sense of validation by aligning your actions with your values. Acknowledge your accomplishments without waiting for applause. When you live authentically and stop seeking external approval, you gain the freedom to direct your energy toward what truly matters, your own sense of purpose and fulfillment. Living in the past is another significant obstacle to happiness. Many people carry emotional baggage like a backpack full of stones, weighed down by regrets, mistakes, or unresolved hurts. Replaying past scenarios in your mind, hoping for a different outcome, is a futile exercise because the past is immutable. The Stoics teach that while you cannot change what has already happened, you can change your perspective on it. View past experiences as lessons rather than burdens. Every mistake contains wisdom, and every regret can be reframed as a stepping stone toward growth. By accepting the unchangeable and choosing to focus on the present, you free yourself to fully experience the only moment that truly exists, the one unfolding right now. Closely tied to this is the necessity of letting go of comparisons with others. In an age dominated by social media, it's all too easy to measure your life against curated highlights of someone else's. This comparison often breeds feelings of inadequacy and envy, as you inevitably compare your worst moments with someone else's best. But the Stoics caution against this kind of mental trap. Each person's journey is unique, shaped by circumstances, choices, and challenges that you may never fully understand. Comparing yourself to others is like comparing apples to oranges. It is inherently flawed. Instead, focus on your own path, your own progress, and your own goals. Celebrate small victories, no matter how insignificant they might seem to others. Gratitude for your own journey silences the noise of comparison and helps you cultivate contentment. Another critical shift involves letting go of perfectionism. The pursuit of perfection often masks a deeper fear of failure or rejection. Yet perfection is an illusion. It does not exist in the real world. Striving for it only leads to frustration, anxiety, and burnout. The Stoics understood this well, emphasizing the importance of embracing imperfection. They viewed life as an ongoing process of improvement rather than a destination of flawlessness. Accepting your imperfections allows you to focus on what truly matters: progress, not perfection. When you release the need to be perfect, you open yourself to growth, creativity, and resilience. Mistakes are no longer failures, but opportunities to learn and evolve. This mindset not only lightens your mental load, but also fosters a deeper sense of self-compassion and acceptance. Letting go of repetitive thoughts is another key to peace of mind. Your mind can become a prison when it fixates on the same worries, doubts, or regrets, replaying them endlessly like a broken record. This mental clutter saps your energy and prevents you from living fully in the present. The Stoics emphasize the power of observing your thoughts without attachment. When a repetitive thought arises, acknowledge it, but don't let it dominate you. Visualize it as a cloud passing through the sky. Notice it, but don't hold on to it. Techniques like mindfulness, journaling, or deep breathing can help you break free from the cycle of overthinking. By clearing this mental noise, you create space for clarity, focus, and a deeper connection with the present moment. Fear of failure is another pervasive obstacle that holds many people back from happiness. Failure is often misunderstood as a final verdict on one's abilities, but the Stoics saw it differently. To them, failure was simply feedback, a natural part of the learning process. Avoiding failure at all costs often leads to stagnation because you become too afraid to take risks or try new things. Instead, reframe failure as an essential step on the path to success. Each setback is an opportunity to adjust your approach, build resilience, and grow stronger. When you let go of the fear of failure, you gain the courage to explore, experiment, and pursue your dreams without hesitation. This shift in perspective transforms failure from an obstacle into a valuable teacher. Resentment is another emotional burden that weighs heavily on the soul. Holding on to resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. It drains your energy and keeps you tethered to negative experiences that no longer serve you. The Stoics teach us that forgiveness is not about excusing the actions of others, but about freeing yourself from the chains of bitterness. When you forgive, you reclaim the mental and emotional space that resentment once occupied. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting or condoning harmful behavior. It simply means releasing its power over you. By choosing to let go of resentment, you create room for healing, growth, and inner peace. Another vital step is learning to say no and setting boundaries. Saying yes to every request or obligation often stems from a fear of disappointing others or being perceived as selfish. However, constantly prioritizing the needs of others at the expense of your own well-being is unsustainable. The Stoics believed in the importance of focusing on what is essential and letting go of distractions. Saying no is not an act of selfishness, it is an act of self-respect. By setting boundaries, you protect your time, energy, and focus for the things that truly matter to you. This doesn't mean shutting people out. It means being intentional about where you invest your resources. A well-timed no can be just as powerful as a heartfelt yes. Excuses are another major barrier to personal growth and happiness. It's tempting to blame circumstances, timing, or other people for why you haven't achieved your goals. However, the Stoics emphasized personal responsibility and the power of action. They taught that while external factors may influence your life, your response to those factors is entirely within your control. Excuses are a way of avoiding discomfort, but they also prevent progress. The time spent making excuses could be used to take small steps toward your goals. Recognize when you're falling into the trap of excuse making and challenge yourself to act instead. Progress doesn't require perfection, it only requires consistency. When you let go of excuses, you reclaim your agency and take charge of your life. Finally, let go of the fear of change. Change is inevitable, yet many people resist it because it feels uncertain or uncomfortable. The Stoics embrace change as a natural part of life, understanding that it brings new opportunities for growth and renewal. Resisting change only prolongs discomfort and delays the benefits that come from adapting to new circumstances. Instead of fearing change, approach it with curiosity and openness. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this challenge help me grow? When you embrace change, you discover resilience and adaptability you may not have realized you had. Change becomes not a threat, but a doorway to a richer, more dynamic life. These 10 shifts, letting go of approval seeking, living in the past, comparing yourself to others, perfectionism, repetitive thoughts, fear of failure, resentment, overcommitting, excuses, and fear of change are all interconnected. Each one feeds into the others, creating a web of mental and emotional burdens that prevent you from experiencing true happiness. By releasing them, you break free from this cycle and open yourself to the freedom, clarity, and peace that lie on the other side. The path to happiness is not about accumulating more. It's about unburdening yourself of what weighs you down. These changes may not happen overnight, but with intentional effort, they are achievable. Start small, take one step at a time, and trust the process. Every step you take is a step closer to the happiness and inner peace you deserve.